Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday to everybody. I want to thank you for joining our webinar today. My name is Tony Butler. I'm one of the life sales directors here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. And with me is Derrick Pfau, who is with Petersen International. And what we're going to be talking about is some opportunities for your high income earner clients. Some business opportunities for those clients, as well as additional opportunities. So before we get started, wanted to kind of go over what we do here at IMES for our advisors and some of the perks that we offer for our advisors. So one of the things that we get a lot of questions on is about building your business. How can we help you earn additional money? And with that, outside of writing business, we do have for our new producers a new producers builders program, which, as you see here, there are different levels based on the production that you provide that we can provide additional perks, if you will. So you can go anything from an iPad to a 3,000 piece postcard mailing. There is some seminar help that we can provide for you, as well as a Ritz-Carlton package that we have available. So if you have any questions in regards to our new producers builders, as far as growing your production, please feel free to give us a call. Any one of our sales directors would be more than happy to discuss that with you. We also have the IMES Business Builders. So for our advisors that are currently appointed through IMES with the carriers that we work with, we do offer a referral bonus for you. So if you do have a friend that is an agent, advisor, if you will, we do offer a $50 one-time referral bonus. So anytime that you refer that agent over to us and they get appointed with any of the carriers that we work with, we do provide you with the $50 referral bonus. And just to say thank you for that referral, any business that they submit, you also get additional monies for that, depending on the type of business that they do submit. As you see here, we do have marketing reimbursements for you on that. We also offer you back office support. We want you to work smarter, not harder. So we do help you, whether it's case design assistance, paperless contracting, life or annuity quotes. We can assist you with that. And we have our IMES website, which is a 24/7 website. As you see here, it's www.imesinc.com. There is a plethora of information available to you, whether it be in regards to sales tools. We do have a term and guaranteed universal life quoter that's available. You can access forms online. You can also do e-apps through our website. And there's a couple of platforms that you can utilize for that. One is iGo eApp Solutions, which the majority of our life carriers work with that platform. The other is Firelight. Now, a lot of our annuity carriers work through Firelight, but we do have some life carriers that also go through the Firelight platform. Here's a list of carriers that go through the Firelight platform. Now, to access that, you do have to go through our IMES website. If you haven't registered to Firelight, I strongly suggest that you do, because it's a lot easier submitting those online e-applications. It's very difficult to screw those up because it doesn't let you go to the next page until you have all the information. So it's nice to get that application submitted and it's complete. That definitely speeds up the application process. So if you haven't registered for Firelight and you need assistance registering with that, give us a call. Be more than happy to walk you through that, as well as getting you registered for the IMES website if you're not registered with our website. We also offer creative marketing solutions for you. So whether it's turnkey solutions, digital solutions, or agency solutions, meaning if you need assistance with newsletters, logo designs, you're looking for web design help, we can help you with that. What I would suggest that you do a marketing analysis with one of our sales directors. It takes about 30 minutes to do, but what we can do is kind of do a deep dive into your business, how you're currently conducting business, what your goals are in the near and distant future. We can have our marketing team come up with some ideas for you and go over that. So feel free to reach out to us for that. I'd be more than happy to help you grow your business in that area. We do also offer a retirement analyzer available for you. There is a cost for that, but it is free with qualifying agents. What the retirement analyzer will help you do with your clients is answer some of the following questions that you see here. When can I retire safely without running out of money? How would it affect my family if I were to enter a nursing facility? What are the possible solutions if my situation changes? We can walk you through Retirement Analyzer. We have a lot of successful advisors that utilize this to go back to their clients and look for additional business and for new clients as well. So if you have questions, again, feel free to give us a call. We also have IAMS Wealth Management Team. That wealth management team is there for your high income clients. So if you're looking to strengthen a relationship with those clients, please feel free to reach out to us. We can get you over to Charles and his team. They can provide you with additional information and offer some solutions for you and your clients. We also have the Life and Annuity Academy. We just completed one a couple of weeks ago, very successful in getting agents out to the office and having conversations as far as sales ideas and strategies. We had a couple of our top carriers co-present. What this is a 2-day training. It is paid for by IAMS, so we pay for your travel and your lodging. And as you see here, there's a lot of information that we do pass on to our advisors because what we want to do is help you grow your business. And one of the ways to do that is to have conversations about industry trends, what we're seeing in the marketplace. It also allows advisors to talk to those advisors that are very successful in their practice. They love to share information on what works for them. We do have one that's coming up in November. This is going to be co-presented with the Theme, so it'll be out in Des Moines at Theme's office. I believe I have a polling question here for that. Nah, it doesn't look like we got the polling question on that. But if you are interested in Life and Annuity Academy, feel free to reach out to us. We'll definitely get some more information over to you. Lastly, we have our mountain retreat trip. The qualifying dates on this is from June 1st of this year all the way to December 31st of this year. It's going to be in Park City, Utah. There is $3 million to qualify. We have a few agents that have already qualified for this. If you want additional information on qualifications, definitely give us a call. Would be able to provide more detailed information for you on that. So with that, Derrick, I am going to pass this over to you and make you the presenter.
All right.
Coverage opportunities with Petersen screen. There we go. Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Derrick Pfau. I've been with Petersen International for about 8 years now, and I am our West Coast Regional Vice President. Tony asked me to chat with you guys a little bit here about some of the coverages and opportunities that you would have with Petersen. So we're going to go through business loan indemnification and some group opportunities that we would have here. So let's first start by talking about Lloyd's of London and where we are, who we are, and where we fit in the market. So Lloyd's themselves, we got started as a coffee shop. Yes, a coffee shop. So back in 1688 is when the first cargo ship was insured through Lloyd's of London in that coffee house. And basically the origins of this is individuals in the cargo and maritime space would send their ships out into the New World looking for treasures and trade and just looking to see how they can make money. And when it came right down to it, so many people had all of their wealth tied up in their ships. So what ended up happening is people started pooling that risk. And then, in pooling that, it became way which you're insuring your overall wealth. So as it materialized over the years, it became more of an area in which those merchants just found a new way to spread their risk and be able to take part in a new venture. So this new venture became Lloyd's. So that has been going for over 330 years now. And obviously, we had our roots in the maritime industry, but when it comes right down to it, Lloyd's is a dynamic marketplace that's not just maritime anymore and not just PNC, but we worked our way into personal accident side. So we offer predominantly Petersens ourselves. We predominantly are offering disability insurance, but we also offer life and medical products as well. But when it comes to Lloyd's, you'll see there, we have a picture here of the marketplace. Each of those little desks that you see there, that's its own insurance company. So we call them syndicates, but each of those syndicates represents a different company. Each company has their ability to write their own risk. They have their binders in which they would be able to look at a number of different risks. Some are specifically PNC, some are life and health, some do everything. But that's the Lloyd's floor and the various floors there. The wooden structure that you see at the rostrum right here, that's where they keep the lutein bell, which they sound anytime there's very good or very bad news in the market. Royal weddings are often ones in which they ring it for positive things in the market. 9/11, the Queen's death, as you see the Queen there, late Queen Elizabeth. Those are times in which they bring it for negative news. So a lot of times we get asked, is Lloyd's going to be able to, or Petersen's in this case, be able to fully insure what we are writing here? Is they're really going to be able to take on my $5 million policy, or whatever size it is? Lloyd's itself has multiple layers of financial security. Each syndicate puts up their own assets. They have a member fund in which they all donate to, and then the Lloyd's Bank and the central fund. So there's multiple layers of risk. Lloyd's goes through hurricane season, fires. We even had the Olympics insured. So if the Olympics would have been canceled, that would have been a $1.3 billion loss to the market. As it was postponed, and it was a $400 million loss to the market. So if they can handle those kinds of losses, I'm sure they can handle a few policies here and there, especially with what we're writing on the individual side. So when it comes to Petersen's, our roots go back 65 years. Harold Petersen founded our company, and originally they were selling Royal Maccabees, but when it came down to it, Mr. Pete ran into an issue. He had a buy-sell policy with 3 doctors in which he was trying to figure out how to get $1 million of coverage on each of those doctors. And the problem he was running into is it took 5 different companies to cover that risk. 5 different companies, 5 different wordings. Who knows if there's a claim, if it's going to pay on each of those 5 policies. And so for Mr. Pete, he's thinking there's got to be a better way. And that's when he found Lloyd's. So ever since then, we've been a cover holder of Lloyd's of London. We just celebrated our 40th year anniversary as a Lloyd's cover holder. So we've been going 40 years strong now. And as far as our company goes, we're the largest personal accident cover holder in Lloyd's of London. We're the largest by premium, staff, and binding authority. So we have the largest limits. And so with that, we have a lot of flexibility when it comes to sales, underwriting. We have the power of the pen. So we're essentially the insurance company, and Lloyd's is the one holding the risk. Let's see. So here's a fun slip. It's an old slip that we had. If you look there, the way it used to go in the market is you bring who the company is that's bringing the risk around the market. So you had the company there, WF and Company, and they were insuring the Titanic. So nice thing here is you get the whole of the amount in which they are insuring. That's right here. And then you literally underwrite, you write the name of your company and the amount of risk that you're willing to take on. That's literally where it comes from. You underwrite those risks and it is right there in front of you. So, and you know, leave it to the Brits to be very literal in that sense. But yeah, as you can see, you have all the different companies listed here, and this one here is one that we still work with to this day. So kind of a fun piece of history that we like to throw in there. So yeah, but moving right into it, we have our business coverages. I wanted to specifically talk about business loan indemnification. So the loan indemnification product is a little unusual, but it is not normally offered in the traditional market. There are a couple states that do offer it, but in those states, they do have some age restrictions, and there's offsets that come into place. And a lot of times what you'll see in the domestic market is they'll try and offset it or put it into a overhead expense policy. So with the business overhead expense policy, they're not covering the whole of the loan, where the loan indemnification product can look at the whole of that loan. Instead, on the overhead expense side, you're really only able to cover the interest of that loan. So the unique portion here is Lloyd's is able to cover both the principal and interest payments on that loan. And we would tailor that policy to look exactly like the loan as it's stated. What we're going to be looking at for this product is it's got to be a bank loan. If they're personal loans, we may have an issue there, and it may be something where maybe we're only able to take on a portion of the loan. But if it's a bank loan covered through the bank, it is something that we'd be able to just mirror the terms of the loan itself. And so that was for the disability side. For our failure to survive product, so Lloyd's doesn't do traditional life insurance, but what we can do is contract indemnification. So with the contract indemnification, we would be able to look at any business situation. So like a buy-sell, we see it a lot of times in private equity with our key person, or production companies that are insuring an entertainer as they're going out on tour. So, but specifically here, we're looking at loan indemnification. And so how are we able to help in that situation? When it comes to the failure to survive product, what we're doing is, again, it's contract indemnification. If that particular contract is calling for a life, that's something that we can consider. Typically, we're seeing these come up when there's health concerns. So if there's any health concerns, any substance abuse, HIV, cancer, just to name a few, that's where we would see you're looking for an alternate option because you're not able to get it through the domestic market. We also see it at times when issue limits are a concern, or if someone's going to be out of the country or need it for a short period of time. But where we see it by and large on the loan side is we see it a lot with SBA loans. Failure to survive is often needed because coverage is needed immediately. You have to close that loan. And so with our product, it's a one-page application, so underwriting is extremely quick. Typically 2 to 4 days in that time frame, you can get it done. But when it comes right down to it, you're able to get coverage through an accelerated or simplified underwriting, unless there are those health concerns. So if you're not able to get coverage through a simplified or accelerated underwriting program, that's typically when you're going to be looking to write one of these policies. So you have someone that's going to go through full underwriting. It's going to take a month. What do? We need this loan to close, tomorrow. So that's when we're typically seeing coverages being placed. So what ends up happening is you place the coverage with us. We'll have it in place in 2 to 3 days, and then you're able to close that loan. So if you're paying month to month, not a problem. Then you get the domestic coverage that's completed after a month. You cancel ours out, no muss, no fuss, it's taken care of. But should that client get declined, you can just keep our coverage. So you have the ultimate safety net, because now you have coverage that closes the loan for you while you go through the full underwriting. And then should anything happen in underwriting and you're not able to gain your coverage, you have this as a fail-safe. So really something that you want to look into anytime you're not able to get into one of those simplified or accelerated programs, because this will take that that ability to close that loan and get it secured for you. So some of the highlights of the policy itself: it's a 5-year term. Like I stated before, it's just a 1-page application, so this can get it's a nice little warm up before they get the domestic underwriting and that application in front of them. We stated the quick underwriting premium modes. Whenever you're doing these and you're still applying for domestic coverage, always look to do monthly payments, because of the fact that you then have the option to cancel coverage once you get the domestic underwriting completed. It is simplified, so there's no exams and no underwritings, and our benefits, we can get up to 50 million on any individual risk. Not always needed, but that's what we have the ability to bind. So looks like we got everything there. So that's what we have on the business side of things. On the individual side, this is what we're where we're looking by and large on our disability coverage. We're looking at individuals that aren't able to get enough coverage. So these are your high income earners, your country club clients that are getting those big dollars, whether they're the doctors, they're lawyers. These are your highly compensated individuals, and typically they're able to get coverage through their work on a group platform. Sometimes they'll get IDI placed in there as well. Typically they're getting about 65% replacement, and at times they are taxable on those benefits. So where we come in is those individuals that are capped, because typically, depending on the occupation, those caps can be as low as $20,000 a month and as high as $50,000 a month. And depending on those occupations, sometimes they're earning quite a bit more. So here's kind of the cocktail party position here. This is that cocktail party case in which the individuals making big money, $900,000 in annual earnings, so it's about $75,000 a month. And on the 60% replacement side, what he would have is some group coverage, that group LTD, that $10,000 a month that we stated before. So that's about 13%. Then he stacks on top an individual IDI plan that's offered to the group. So that can get him up to 26%. But then what? So for this particular case, we were able to layer on top, provide an extra $25,000 a month to get them up to 60%, and then even provided this individual lump sum for an additional $4.5 million. Kind of look to do the lump sum as extended benefits beyond their earning, beyond their years as additional earning income. So basically that sets this individual up at getting this $45,000 a month and 60% income replacement. But in these cases, in which you get those big money clients, that's when you look, how can we make this process easier for them? I had one come across my desk on a renewal that was an attorney. He was making $2.5 million. He was a named partner of an attorney firm. And they were asking about how do we eliminate some of the issues in which we were trying to move forward with, because he didn't want to go through the pyramid, the blood, the urine, and do all that over again, because he had hit, I think he was about 55 at the time. So we were going to require it again on writing this renewal. So the agent was trying to figure out, is there any way we can go around that? Being that he was a named partner, we suggested guaranteed standard issue. he had the 10,000 on the LTD plan. He had 10,000 IDI, but he was in this pool right here. So for that individual, he and his other partners at the law firm are still making well above and not fully at their 60% replacement like the rest of the rank and file of the firm. So how do we fix that? So we offer our guaranteed issue product on top of that. So for him, we were explaining to him, let's save you some of the headaches, and here are some of the ways in which we're going to help you eliminate headaches and save you a little bit of money on the back end as well. So medical underwriting. So now we're just going to look at getting a census from the employer. The HR department just needs to provide that to us with the updated financials and what their incomes are. So it saves the individual looking into the coverage, the hassle of the paramedic to blood the urine, getting any financials to prove income. And so this is going to give them the same 5-year policy that he would get otherwise. But now on top of that, he's getting discounted rates. So now he's getting a little relief there on his premium and able to eliminate the headache of underwriting. So he doesn't lose anything on the benefit side of things because we're still able to do up to $100,000 a month in monthly benefits. He's still getting his true own occupation definition, but we're just making it easier for him. So we can census enroll it if it's a mandatory plan. On those mandatory plans, we only need it to be at least 3 lives to be able to enroll those. Or if we have to go through voluntary, we can do that as well. These are more case by case. We tend to say 10 or more lives, but depending on the occupation, it might be more individuals that are needed. But we do have the ability to do that. We can go and help on any of those enrollments, and we can do both electronic enrollment or paper or both. Really doesn't matter. So what we're able to do on that voluntary side of things, if there is an enrollment that is needed, we can put that together. We would just need an updated census, and then we would be able to help with any enrollment timelines. We could work with that HR department and put that timeline in place. What we would look to do is set up email announcements to the firm coming from that HR department saying this is the plan that's being rolled out, this is who it is going out to, and this is what it entails. So we would have custom enrollment forms that we can send out and an enrollment summary, but we really do want the HR department's full buy-in. So that way, if it's coming from the HR department, it's more likely to be read than if it was coming from our company. So it's more familiar, and it's more inviting to actually get people to click into it and eyes on. With that enrollment, this is a sample here of our enrollment website. So if you see at the top there, it has the individual's personal information as it's listed out, and then there's that blue little bar on there. That's our slider bar. They can pick from whatever the minimum amount of insurance is all the way up to the maximum, and they can click off on one of those options down below. Slider bar is neat and kind of fun that you could manipulate it in any which way you want. Maybe they're looking for a specific monthly premium. Maybe they only want to pay, let's say, $500 a month. They can find those options and modes there. There's only 3 steps that they have to go through. One, to sign in, the enrollment sample, and then once they select the amount that they want, they go to the final page, which asks actively a work question that they have to check off on and a summary of what they're enrolling into, and then they hit submit and they're done. Very simple process. Really couldn't be any easier for you or the HR department or the individual enrolling. So I think that's about all we have. So I think we covered it all kind of quickly there, but I think you were able to get it. So Tony, or if there's anyone online that has any questions, I'm more than happy to go through those.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to switch it back to me here in a second. Just give me a second here. Okay.
Did it go back to you, Tony?
Yeah, go to my screen now. Do you see my screen?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So I've got a few polling questions that I'm going to throw out here before we get to the questions part. First polling question is, if you would like more information on the information that we discussed, I've got a polling question up there. If you want to respond to that, and make sure to get some more information out to you. And I'll give it some time so everybody can respond. Okay, let me close that out. The next polling question, if there is any clients that you see or that you've talked to or can talk to that you see an immediate need for some of the things that we discussed today, I'm launching that polling question. And I'll leave that up for a little bit to make sure everybody gets an opportunity to respond. Okay, close that down. And lastly, if you're not appointed with Petersen International and you would like to get appointed, I have that polling question up. Give you time to respond to that. And make sure to reach out to you and get you all the necessary paperwork on that. All right. Looks like everybody's responded there. Close that out. Well, Derrick, looks like you've done an amazing job because there are no questions.
All right, perfect.
All right. Well, if you guys do realize that there was a question, you're going to get an opportunity to ask that question. As you see here, here's contact information for all the life sales directors here at IAMS. So you have my email address there. Greg Ling is one of our life sales directors that's here in our Omaha office. And then Trina Murray and Beth Rickliffs is in our Topeka office. So you can email any of us, or you can give us a call at 800-255-5055 and ask for the life department. In addition to that, we do have a Facebook and LinkedIn page. So for this content, as well as other content, you can like or follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn. And with that, Derrick, I want to thank you so much for providing information on some of the things that Petersen International offers. Wanted to get you on a webinar because we do get a lot of questions about what was discussed today. And a lot of times agents don't realize that we do have those type of products available to them. So just want to make sure that everybody understands that we've got a complete portfolio on just about anything that your clients would need, whether it's a small policy or a large policy and anything in between. Derrick, you have any final words?
No, I think I'm all good. Thank you so much for having me, and I love to do these. So anytime I get an opportunity, it's great. So again, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you everyone for attending. Hope everybody has a great week, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.
Thanks, Toby.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.